My name's Charles Segundo, and I'm a student here at the Kennedy School. My question is a simple one. If you were the Secretary of State and not just the Deputy, would you be doing anything differently?
Well, I only would have a few months left. Oh, that's such a broad question. And it takes each context. Look, I think, let me put it this way. Let's think for the future and the next Secretary of State. I think there's an opportunity and a challenge. And one of the things, if I were advising the next President of the United States, would be that there'll be a need to reintroduce America to the world. And there are things in both symbolism and substance. So probably what I would do would be, I would take some of my major cabinet officers, Defense, State, Treasury, and I'd get each of them in the first 3 months to visit, 16, 17 countries. When I worked for Secretary Baker, in 7 or 8 days, we did, at that time there were 16 NATO countries, we did the other 15 NATO countries. And just listen and learn, consult. You could have those 3 players visit those countries, and in part, it's symbolism, but it's important symbolism, and it's also listening and learning. And then beyond that, you really have to go to each of the issue areas. It'd be too long of an answer to go through each of those. But I guess what I would suggest to you is the sort of things I was talking about in the context of the World Bank are applicable here. How do you deal with the problems of today while trying to build a structure for tomorrow? So when I was at the State Department, one of the things that I helped had the China account. So I came up with this idea of China as a responsible stakeholder. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's a version of what I'm doing here with the middle income countries. It's how do you integrate rising powers into a system so that they have a self-interest in perpetuating the system. So you have that challenge. At the same time, you have the challenge of, what do you deal with Iraq, Iran, the Middle East, and sort of both long-term and sort of intermediate-term opportunities. My own view is part of the challenge for an American president and Secretary of State is getting the balance right between alliances and coalitions and pulling people together on one side, which are critical to your effectiveness, and when you take initiative and action. And that's an art, it's not a science.